on the screen. But never have we had more terror at the ready than we do this Thursday for Manos, the Hands of Fate. Because it's not just about death and destruction. It's about family. And what more terror-filled word is there in the human language than family? Oh, I have a newborn and a toddler at the same time. Woo! Terror, I assure you. You know, like if you're like sitting at home, you're watching your Netflix, you're like, hey, do you want to Netflix and chill like it's 2011 to your sweetheart? And then all of a sudden your phone goes buzz, buzz, buzz in your pocket because, you know, we all use Vibrate these days. And then it says family. You're like, oh no, what is going on? No, family. And so, I, Baron von Terror, shall give you 10 minutes of terror this week centered around family. As Manos, the Hands of Fate, is as well. There are 3 movies that we cannot stream to you for legal reasons, because we legally don't have the money to pay them financially to let us show them on the stream. But we can give you the interrupts, so you can insert these interrupts into the film, giving you a brief respite from the terror within. I will now do them, and you can try to guess which films I am interrupting as we play along. Here we go. 3 interrupts. The theme again this week, messed up family movies. As in movies about messed up families, not family movies that are messed up. Because then it would just be a bunch of Disney things, you know, because it's like the number 1 killer in America is being a parent in a Disney movie. Okay. First film. Oh, such nice young people to give that man a ride. Of course, this was their terrible mistake, for it introduced them to his family along the way. If I were those kids, I would just keep on driving, but no! They get out of the van, and terror ensues. Now, I know what you may be thinking. What's the problem? Seems like a nice place. Definitely, probably good barbecue there. You're not wrong. It's the right state for barbecue, and they've got the basement for it. But at the end of the day, can you trust that the spare ribs aren't yours? If I were you, I would get the heck out of there. I would go to a different nearby state. I would just drive to another state altogether and get out of Texas to avoid the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, it's a good movie, by the way. If you have not actually seen it, it's totally worth your time. It's messed up. And the sequel, oh, Baron von Terror loves it. Okay. Number 2. Not Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but number 2, Interrupt. Although I would do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 and Interrupt it, although, never mind. Let's do more twisted family films. Here we go. Oh, so much sorrow in that house. And yet, I can't help but feel dread that there is more to come. That we have not even seen the beginning of this family's tale, as it will twist and turn, as we will learn the fates of the mother, the father, and the remaining offspring. You know, it's tough to think that the family that works this hard to stay together is now about to meet another type of family, a chosen family that has other plans for the people involved. And of course, what if these occultists have more to them than just a madness? What if they have a little bit of power? What if that which they worship truly can come through? Of course, you can't just decide randomly that your family is going to be involved in this sort of plot. It has to be genetic. It has to be hereditary. That's right, Hereditary. Many of you have seen it. If you have not, again, I recommend it. Toni Collette, Gabriel Byrne. Okay. Number 3, family movies, where family stuff is that goes as you got the idea. Here we go. Oh no, Han. Didn't Dawn tell you that family was the most important thing? And here you are in business with the son of a big-time gangster. But the son doesn't like you, and the big-time gangster doesn't even really know you. Maybe, just maybe, you should have remembered your previous experiences in the future movies. And that way you would have stuck with family, like the kid from Sling Blade and the guy who came in third on The Masked Singer Season 3. But then again, it all goes sideways regardless, because it turns out that when you cross the one family of Japanese gangsters, there's actually another family that you've crossed in the movies, future movies that took place in the past, and that's why Deckard Shaw comes after you, Han. So many families out to get you, and you just don't have a strong enough one yet established in your new home of Tokyo, which is why you must be so careful in the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift. All of those movies are about family. That's why Vin Diesel keeps saying family in deeper bass every movie. It's like Fast 5, he's like, family. And then Fast 7, he's like, family. And like Fast 9, I expect when it comes out, it's going to just sound like a bullfrog. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. Now let us move forward to the Baron Recommends. And this time I have movies for you that have twisted family implications. However, I'm doing things a little bit differently this time, because instead of picking 2 films, one that everyone can probably handle, and then one that's like, well, you know, go for it, but just be aware, the blood is out in this one. Instead, I'm going to recommend a series that delivers both. I'm going to recommend the Child's Play series. And I know this seems odd for Twisted Family, but I will explain along the way. For you see, I would say Child's Play 2, fairly palatable for most who can take horror movies. Cheesy, late 80s, early 90s, I forget when they came out, but somewhere in their horror film. Yeah, this bloody, but it's not too bloody. You can handle it. It came out less than a year after Child's Play, if memory serves. It is about Andy, the kid from the first one, and he actually gets adopted into a home where the bad girl from 90210, who was in like 6 episodes, he becomes like her adopted little brother. And it's very, very sweet. And they work together to fight Chucky. So that Child's Play 2 is kind of right there for it. And then the sicker, more twisted side as it goes, you have to watch Bride of Chucky first, and then you get to Seed of Chucky. And now we've got a family movie, because Seed of Chucky, as it implies, has Chucky, his beloved Tiffany, and their child. And let me tell you, their child is a treat. Just a joy. They don't show him a lot in the trailers, but at the same time, that's good, because you think like seeing it like maybe it's going to build. No, the kid's there for most of the movie. It's delightful. It's so twisted that John Waters actually is in the film. That's how twisted it gets. It's very, very bloody. You should definitely only watch Seed of Chucky if you think you can handle some good gore. Mom and Terravania, Seed of Chucky, probably not for you. But it's a complete delight. I recommend it. And then you want like the in-between, like I want something a little less bloody than Seed of Chucky, but a little more twisted than Child's Play 2. So you keep going to Cult of Chucky. And then you've got the occult and family unit thing as well, which, and of course, Fiona Dourif is in these films now too, who is the daughter of Brad Dourif, who is the voice of Chucky, keeping it all family. And so, yeah, Cult of Chucky, completely worth your time. It's nice right in between. The original Andy is back, so, you know, check it out. You get the chance. Jennifer Tilly, by the way, as Tiffany in these films, Chucky's beloved, is a treat. Also, she is a world-class poker player. Who knew? All right. We will now go get the questions for the bear in answering your questions that you have submitted with the little form that we offer up. Okay, time to go get the questions. Here I go to the question layer. Hoo-woof! Okay, extreme close-up on the Baron. Why, you may ask? Because magic sometimes takes you to strange places, and this is the only place my hand can fit. And it's certainly not because I am filming this on an iPhone, which in Terravania is spelled E-Y-E. It's just a bunch of eyeballs that you can use for phone calls. I don't know how the hearing part works. Anyway, let's see here. We got some good questions from people. Let's see here. Where do you get your fancy capes? Oh, that's a good question. Most capes are made from the torn together and sewn together souls of the victims of your family in the past. So they're passed down from generation to generation. Black on one side and red on the other. That's just dyeing. I like the contrast, but you know, you never know what the souls will actually give you color-wise. Let's see here. This one says, from Sean Henry, I assume horror movies are big in Terravania. Oh, they are. Oh, yes. Yes. What other genres of movie do Terravanians enjoy? All of them. Of course, we like all of them. We like romantic comedies like Creature of the Black Lagoon, From the Black Lagoon, Us, you know, Edit. Let's see here. What else do we like? Oh, we like sad movies like Bram Stoker's Dracula. And then we like sexy movies like Bram Stoker's Dracula. But yeah, we like all sorts of movies. And of course, Tokyo Drift. Let's see. Any plans for Baron Von Terror merchandise? Maybe a lot to unpack here. Duffel bag. Oh, that would be clever. Tell you what, once we reach enough subscribers that we would not lose money on making these things, then yes, I think it would be considered. I would sell you my children if you ask on the right day. If you want little Baron Von Terror stickers on them, I can make that happen. And then let's see here. If you could make the sequel to any movie or franchise, what would you make? And why? Oh, wow, why? That's always an important question. Let's see here. I will go with... Oh, let us do this. Let us say I would actually go back and I would redo the last Phantasm movie, Ravager, which, boy, if ever there was a movie where you watched it and you said, look at all the good intentions. But, so I would redo that, give Tokyo Drift a proper sequel, Terravania Drift, and then of the stuff we've watched together, you know what I would love to see is Little Shop of Horrors 2, Littler Shop of Horrors, where it's just they have to downsize, but the plant keeps getting bigger, and eventually it's just like, oh, it's about gentrification. Okay, those are my answers for now. Send me more questions. I'll give you more answers. Okay, give everybody kisses for me. And now back to me. Oh, every time